You must have seen wild animals attacking people, but in our today's story it is completely opposite. The story begins with a zoo where some poachers broke in and stole a lion cub. That child was being captured in a cage and taken to an aeroplane. After that we see a 25-year-old girl, Alpha, who plays pianist, wants to be. He also loved animals. One day she was going to visit an island. Actually, this island belonged to his grandfather. Her grandfather adopted her many years ago, and now after his death this island is inherited by Alma. Uncle Joe welcomed her on the island. There was a very beautiful house there. But will pass Alma's heart was filled with tears after watching her grandfather's videos at night. In a video, his grandfather told that a she-wolf named Snow had come to the island a few years back from nowhere, and over time they became close friends. Dada asked Alma to find Snow and befriend him. That night, due to very bad weather, the plane with the cubs crashed on the same island. Hearing the sound of the crash, Alma got scared and went outside to see, but the plane was too big so she could not find anything. The next morning, two young men named Charles and Eli came. They laid a trap to capture Snow. In fact, they were the owners of the wolf park and wanted to capture Snow for him. After some time, Snow got trapped in the net, but with her intelligence, she cut the net and ran away before the hunters came. Then she swam to the other side of the island where she met Ilma. At first Ilma was nervous, but then she remembered her grandfather's words and started touching her gently. After some time, Alpha plane reached the crash site. Luckily, the lion cub was not hurt. He had fallen into a bird's nest, but the bird pushed him down, and after that he went straight and fell in Alma's lap. Alma brought Key home with her. At the same time, Snow also entered the house with her small child. Alma was very happy to see three lovely animals in the house. He immediately called Uncle Joe, but he told Alma that it is not right to keep these dangerous animals in the house. You should give them to the zoo people. Uncle also told that the zoo staff would definitely come there looking for the lion cub, and it happened exactly the same. The next day the animal control people reached there. She knew how cruel the zoo people are, so she decided that will not tell anything about he lied that he didn't see any lion cub. Returning home, he saw that Snow was feeding milk to the lion's cub along with her child. He was very happy because now Snow was taking care of both the children. As the days passed, the friendship between the two children continued to grow. Alma named the wolf cub Jack and the lion cub named Dreamer. On the other hand, Uncle Joe was worried that this wild animal should not harm Alma. But in this way a few months passed, and now both the children were a little older. Alma would take them for a walk on the island and play with them at their grandfather's favorite place. Had happened. Unfortunately, one day when she went for an audition of album Piano, the animal park people entered the island from behind. This time he captured Snow and took him with him. On the other hand, Alma was also selected and she was very happy, but when she returned home, she was shocked. All the things in his house were scattered because both the children were upset due to hunger. Alma searched the whole island to find Snow, but Snow was not there. Now she had to feed the children, so she had to leave her job as a pianist even if she didn't want to. One day Uncle Joe came there again and was filled with anger seeing the dreaded animals still there. He asked Alma to send the animals to the zoo at the same time. But Alma explained to him that it was his grandfather's wish that he live with the animals, and then not knowing in Zoom how many atrocities would be committed on these innocent people. Eventually Uncle Joe also agreed and hugged Alma. Now all his time was spent in feeding the animals and taking full care of them. Alma loved Jack and Dreamer very much, and in return the animals also used to sprinkle their lives on her. A year passed in no time, and now both the animals had grown up. Uncle Joe used to bring meat for him from the city, but he was afraid to go near him. He again explained to Alma that living with him is not free from danger, but Alma was not ready to leave him at any cost. One day a mother and daughter came near the island in the colony. Seeing them, Jack started going towards them. As soon as she ran, Alma saw all this. She ran to stop Jack, but she fell down after hitting a stone, and due to her head injury, she fainted at the same time. The mother-daughter could not see all this and went back to the boat. Shortly, Jack and the dreamer came to Alma and tried many times to lift her up, but to no avail. For several hours, he kept calling loudly for help, but no one came. Soon it was night and both the animals were distressed by Elma. He stayed awake all night to warm Elma. The next morning, Uncle Joe called several times, but when he did not get any answer, he understood that something was definitely wrong. They immediately reached the island. They felt that the wild animals must have attacked the Alpha, so they called the animal control people, but when they found the album unconscious and saw the animals protecting it, they regretted their action. After this, when Alma was taken to the hospital, the doctor told her that if Jack and Dreamer had not warned her, she might not have been alive today. On the other hand, the animal control people caught Jack and handed him over to Charles. They realized that Jack is Snow's child. The same Dreamer was sent to a man named Alan, who ran a zoo. Alan was a very cruel man who often beat his animals, but his son was the exact opposite of his father. Rafa was very soft-hearted. Soon he became friends with the Dreamer, but within a few days the poor Dreamer was forced to do tricks in the circus by giving him many drugs. Dreamer was enjoying his life till now on the island, but we had a bad effect on him, so Fafa often used to go to him to calm him down. On the other hand, in the hospital, as soon as Alma came to her senses, Uncle Joe asked her about Jack and Dreamer, with a heavy heart, told her all the truth. As soon as Alma came out of the hospital, she went straight to the animal control office. He came to know that Jack was sold to the Wolf Park and he gave the Dreamer to a circus group. On hearing this, she got angry and started shouting at the officer, but Uncle Joe pacified her. After some time, Alma called L.A. and asked about Jack. L.A. told that Jack is very happy and some of his friends have also gone to the forest. This gave some relief to Elma, but still she was very upset for the Dreamer. For the next few weeks, she went to every circus in the city and inquired about most of the Dreamers, but nothing happened. On the other hand, because of the Dreamer, Alan started earning big money. The Dreamer soon became famous as the Star Lion. One day the Dreamer's circus group was passing through the Wolves Crossing and Jack immediately recognized his childhood friend. Jack got out of the cage with his understanding. When the first saw this, he understood that Jack is very intelligent and he is definitely looking for something. Soon Jack reached the one he was looking for. He very cleverly freed the Dreamer from the cage. Upon meeting each other after so many months, the two play fiercely. When Alan came to know about the Dreamer's escape, he angrily took out the sedation gun. His son Rafa tried a lot to stop him, but the greedy Alan didn't listen to him. Losing Rafa also went with Alan to find the Dreamer. Alan also told L.A. about the Dreamer. Now they understood that both Jack and Dreamer are together. For this reason, a high alert was issued in the city. That evening, Eli told Alma everything and said that animal control was after the two animals. Alma panics on hearing this, but Eli tells that he had fitted a tracker in Jack's body. The last location of Jack and the Dreamer was around a forest. Alma and L.A. decide to find the animals together. On the other hand, both the animals were roaming freely in the city. That's why the police gave orders for the shot site. Later, both the animals reached the forest again where Alan and Rafa saw them. Greedy Alan attacked the Dreamer with his triangularized gun, but at the same time Jack came in between and shot himself instead of his friend and fainted. Poor Jack fainted at the same time while the Dreamer got a chance to escape. After he ran away, Rafa immediately removed Jack's tracker and gave him a medicine to nullify the effect of the unconscious pill. After some time, the father and son reached a bar and Eli and Elma also reached them through a tracker. Alan told them that he didn't have any tracker and sent them out, but sensible Rafa made an excuse of bathroom and Eli and told all the truth to Alma. He took them to the forest where finally they found the Dreamer. After this, the Dreamer took them to the hut where Jack was resting. Luckily he had regained consciousness at the right time, but only then he suspected the arrival of the police. So Alma chased both the animals away from the secret path. Now to reach the island, they had to cross only one river. This was the only way to escape from the police, but there was no boat, so everyone had to go by swimming. Then at the same time Curtis started swimming in the river, but the dreamer was afraid of water. Alma 1 tried hard to give him courage, but the dreamer turned back to the forest. As Jack and Alma were swimming, they heard gunshots. This meant that the dreamer is no longer in this world. On reaching the island, Alma started crying bitterly, but the dreamer suddenly appeared in front of him. In fact, he had gone to the forest to mislead the policeman. Seeing him alive, everyone was happy. After all, Alma played the piano at Jack and Dreamer's return party. Now his family was complete. In the end, Alma told everyone the story of her beloved animals, which filled everyone's heart, and all three happily started living together again. So which is your favorite wild animal? And do you want to take care of him? Must tell in the comments. See you in the next video.